Hello, Joe. Good evening to everyone. Yes, I am a real shaman, Joe. Oh, we're just jumping right into it, right? Awesome. Thanks for joining, Akina. Well, Art coming back to me. Hello, Karina. So, Ravi. Yeah, 1 second. Ravi, I hope you're listening. Yes, Art will come back to you. And Rav asks, will I become an actor? Rav, that is a yes, you will become an actor. You connect mysterious creatures. Sometimes, Joe. Sometimes it happens. Maria, hello. Hope you're doing well. I am doing well, Maria. Thank you for asking. Siobhan, hello. Thanks for joining. Yared, hello. Who was that? I missed something there. Oh, Kimber. Hi, Kimber. How are you doing? Siobhan. Does Jay want to get back together? Yes. Yes, Siobhan. He wants to get back together. Hey, Barbie. You're in. Thanks for joining. Yare, I hope I pronounced that correctly. Does A have romantic feelings for me? Yes, Yare, he does have romantic. He or she does have romantic feelings for you. Anja, will I get selected in PSW job? Anjana. That's a maybe, Anjana. I think at this point, there's a little bit of a hiccup with some of the people in charge. They're having a little bit of trouble kind of deciding for you. No problem, Rav. You are welcome. Joe, any predictions for a poor man? We'll check it out, see what we got here for you, Joe. You know, I can't make this stuff up if I tried. This is the card that I pulled, King of Pentacles. For coins for you, Joe, this is what's coming for you right now. You need to project every ounce of confidence that you could muster, as if you already know what the plans are going to turn out to be. So this is going to depend on you specifically to push your mind to see yourself as not poor anymore. Like it's almost like you gotta have a fire under your ass to say, listen, okay, that's enough. I've had enough of the poor shit. Fuck it, I'm out. Here's where I'm going, and that's all that's gonna happen. Universe, I expect this to happen. That's the kind of attitude that this King of Pentacles is advising you to do. Will I get selected? I already answered that one there for you and Jana. So just make sure that you guys are actually paying attention. I always go in order, so I'm gonna get to your question. Well, I got my permanent residency card till next month. That was for Ishmael. Oh, Ishman, sorry. Ishman, will I get my permanent residency card? Let us check that out for you, Ishman. So, that's a no, Ishman. It's not gonna come up there for you next month. There's too much going on. For lack of a better situation, basically, you don't have enough information, and your hands are kind of tied with the kind of situation that needs to unfold before you get the permanent residency. Product of pandemic. Is there a guide trying to meet with me? Rachel. Yes, desperately, Rachel. There is a guy trying to meet with you. I'm from BC, Lily. Where are you from? Okay, and Jana, I already answered that question. Denise. So for Denise, will Chris approach me romantically? He won't just approach you romantically, Denise. He's all about you. This card cannot be more explicit. I hope you're listening, Denise. This is a hard yes that Chris is going to approach you more than just romantically. Is Dinah and Andrea having a girl? Right now, that's a maybe. It seems like it might be a little bit too early to tell. Might be a little bit too early to tell, Monique. Okay, I'm just gonna mute you because you're not listening. Actually, you know what? I'm just gonna pull you out of here. I'm not meaning to be rude, but if you're spamming, I'm just gonna get you out of here. I do all my reads in order. It's different from everyone else, yes, but that's how I do it. Jeannie, is my brother around me? That's a yes. That's a yes, Jeannie. Okay. What does my dog think of me, from Kimber? That's an interesting question. I haven't seen one like that in quite some time. This might be pretty hard for you to hear, Kimber. This is what your dog thinks of you, the hangman. Your dog thinks that you need to shore up making decisions. And basically, as your dog is concerned, you make these wild claims and then you make these really wild decisions, and then when the outcome happens, you are like in some form of shock about the outcome, and your dog is kind of tired of watching you go through this. Lily, am I going to have a nice trip in Mexico? That is a yes, Lily. You are going to have a really nice trip in Mexico. Okay, keep going. Okay, got that. Joe, love in 2023. Let me shuffle on that one, Joe. Joe, that's a definite yes. There will be love for you in 2023. And from this particular Two of Cups, that's going to be some really amicable love. Okay? Do I accept EM? Do you accept? Do I accept EMT? I'm not sure what that means. No worries, Joe. You're welcome. Maria, looking to predict a good year for you. Yes, it is going to be a good year for you, Maria. I would definitely pay a little bit more attention to the way that you ground yourself inside of your creativity, especially particularly for the Queen of Pentacles. Okay. Good evening, Miss Carolyn. How are you? Glad to see you. Becky, will James message me soon? That's a maybe, Becky. I think he thinks you're a little bit standoffish right now, so he's not sure how to take that. What I would suggest is that you reach out to him first, but do so calmly. Put a little bit more calm into how you reach out to him. Kind of missed my spot here now. I'm gonna go back. Oh, thank you. Okay, did that one, did that one, did that one. Yep, there we go. Yep, and did that one. Will my financial situation improve? King of Swords, yes, your financial situation will improve, Yona. It will improve. Will I be single forever? Miss Carolyn. I think the cards are trying to tell you something here, Carolyn, specifically. This is a yes card for you to be single forever. And usually that happens after a series of asking the same question. Because I know the questions, I remember the questions that you asked previously. Basically the cards are saying if you don't change the way that you are right now on this specific trajectory, yes, you will remain single forever. It's gonna take some work, Miss Carolyn. It definitely will take some work, but I'm pretty sure that you could turn this around if that's what you want. Harleen, will we be together romantically? That's a no. Sonia, should I move on from S? That's a hard yes, Sonia. Hard yes. Move on from S. Brittany, hello. How are you? You are welcome. Welcome. Okay. Reba, any message from Spirit this evening? This is Uncanny, Reba. I'm pretty sure you got this one last time you asked that question too, right? You gotta keep it moving. All right, keep it moving. You do need to keep the focus going, right? I know sometimes it feels a little bit odd, but hey, it will come. Thank you so much, Carl's wifey. I appreciate that. Big time. Dad joined. Right on. Glad to have you this evening, Dad. Let's keep moving. Keep it moving. TD Malo. Will I get married and have kids? TD Malo. Ooh, TD Malo. There's some drama in your life preventing that from happening here. The Tower card being a major arcana, I would suggest that you see me privately and try to sort this out, because this is seriously preventing you from that path of getting married and having kids. I would even dare to say that this may be somebody injecting really, really bad and negative magic into your life to stop you from this. Whew, that was rough. Brittany, will I graduate college and university? Yes, Brittany, you will graduate college and university. All the work that you have been putting in will pay off. Okay? Yoshika, I hope I pronounced that correctly. Will my family accept my boyfriend, Ravni? Yeah, it turns out they will. I think that he does fit the profile that would help them to accept him with you. Debbie, will I get a job soon? That's a no right now, Debbie. There seems to be a lot of sort of depressed and like really strong negative emotions that are surrounding you getting a job right now. I think that if you were to clear this up first, it would free up the energy to make, having a job pretty attractive. Okay. I think I missed my spot here again. What is going on? Okay, it seems like I lost a fair bit of the. Seems like I lost a fair bit of the conversation here. So, if I missed your question, I will just kind of listen in and let me know. Uh, all right, let's keep on moving. Elizabeth, will my son travel soon and when? It doesn't look like your son is going to be traveling soon, Elizabeth. There seems to be. It's almost like it's party mixed with confusion that's sort of distracting at the moment. So you'll need to clear that up before he starts that travel. Hazel, is Leonard in love with me? Whew. Yeah. Hazel, Leonard is definitely in love. He wants to take you places, girl. Straight up. That man is on point. George, hi from London. Good? Will this year be good for finding a partner? This won't be the year for you to try to find a partner, George. It seems as though the decision is kind of split where you don't really have balance in your life right now. So bringing someone into that is not going to be the best thing at this moment in time. I would say regain your balance between your, metaphorically speaking, between your light and dark self, Georgia. You need to regain that balance first. It will take, it seems as though you came out from a pretty bad situation, so you need to rectify that first, and then things will clear up. It's Faye Jackson. Say, what can you tell me about myself? Faye Jackson? You got that sort of Empress vibe happening for you, Faye Jackson. There are a lot of people who appreciate your presence, appreciate what you bring to the table. Very queen-like. That's what I can see from the Empress card. Good evening from Ianifa. Will I be moving soon? That is a yes, Ianifa. You will be moving soon. TCT Studios. Am I gonna get a permanent job this year? That's a no, TCT Studio. It won't be a permanent job this year, which leaves it open for you to sort of have a not permanent job. Okay, lovely Boral. Will I marry my boyfriend? That's a maybe. I think he's kind of it looks like if he's trying to vet you right now as to whether or not he should marry you. So I'd probably try to add some more value to his life in order to make that a yes. Sana, is V my soulmate? That is a yes, Sana. V is your soulmate. That's pretty cool. Texas girl, thank you so much. Elizabeth, will my son travel soon? I think I had answered that already there, Elizabeth. There you go. Yona, would my financial situation improve? Not right now, Yona. The death card came up. So this is not because of any physical death. It means that you're literally in the middle of a transition. So all of the old situations that caused the financial situation that you're in right now, they have to completely die in order for there to be a complete rebirth. So it's not right now, right? But let this transition finish out. I know it might feel a little bit tough right now, but you gotta let this process be done with. Latasha, should I break up with my boyfriend? No, Latasha, you should not break up with your boyfriend. You gotta put some work in here, love. I know it feels hard right now, but from this here, he feels like he's the only one carrying the relationship. So I think you two need to just have a sit down and just have an open discussion about the dynamics of your relationship. That's definitely going to help. Ooh. Wow, keep skipping again. Yeah. I think what's happening right now is that the scroll of the chat is like pushing out only so just bear a minute. I may miss a couple of messages in between. I'll let you know if I do though. Rav, will I be in a relationship this year? That's a no, Rav. You're really not gonna be in a relationship this year. Elizabeth is asking for any message from my guiding angel. The strength card, Elizabeth. You're tougher than you think. Okay? And you're going to need to really put your efforts toward understanding that. Really pay attention to the fact that you are a lot stronger than you think. CCH. Oh, C Chloe K, I think. I hope that's right. What does Spirit want to tell me? Oh, that's an interesting one. Right, so here's the thing, C Chloe. What Spirit is telling you is that there are a lot of people around you right now who are kind of pissing you off. You have to look past that. Their experience in life is just really tough right now, and so they're kind of taking it out on everyone, not just you. Find the gems in those people. In other words, find the good things that they bring to the table and explore that with them. That's gonna slow down the amount of pissed offness that you kind of feel right now for those people. Sid, is Jeff the one? Let's check that out. Sid, is Jeff the one? It's kind of a maybe right now, Sid. I think where he is that he is a bit occupied with gaining status and power right now. And so it depends on if you are kind of willing to support that. I think if he shows some support for it, he might consider you being the one for him as well. And I get what you would feel about that. Maya, is my job worth it? Ooh-wee. Yes, it is, Maya. Your job is absolutely worth it. The World card. It's going to open up a lot of opportunities for you. Rena, is it over for me and Chris? Yeah, it is over for you and Chris the Arena. You've put a lot of work in, but it's not gonna pan out. Samhar, if Rebel will... Oh, see, it jumped again. Man. Okay. I think every time it gets up to like 99 messages, it just jumps. So I apologize if I didn't get to your question yet. Jonna, does Adrian still love me after that night? Seems like it. I would say yes. This is a yes card, Jonna. Okay, Rav, I answered that question already. Tell you something you don't know, TRZ? Okay, TRZ, your time is gonna be better spent in pursuit of a deeper sense of spirituality. That's what the star card is saying to you. Sally, will I find love soon? You will definitely find love soon, Sally. The Lover's card, that doesn't come out very often. That's pretty cool. Kester, will Margaret fulfill her promise of bringing me to Romania soon? The Magician card says yes, she will. She's doing everything in her power to make that happen. Samriti at Hikari. Will I go to Japan? That's a maybe. I think you're going to need a little bit more support in order to make that happen in terms of going to Japan. Lillian, will I be able to travel to Canada this year? That's a maybe, Lillian. There seems to be some things that you'll need to clear up first in regards to your past, and I'm thinking that that may hinder you from the immigration side. So I check into that and just try to clear some things up first. Jerica, you're in, yay! Madel, does Nathan love me? It doesn't appear to be so. I think he's like truly hurt right now with whatever situation is happening, what has happened between the two of you. So personally, I don't think it's a lost cause. I think that you just need to give him some time before you approach this again. And if you are going to approach this again, Madel, you need to be very, very compassionate about how you approach this. Okay? Charlotte, will M and I get back together? Yes, you and M are going to get back together, but this three of Pentacles, I'm going to show you something here with the Three of Pentacles. Here, M. If you see right here, it's a magnifying glass and document. So in the context of your question, Charlotte, if you're really serious about getting back together with M, you have to sit down and hash out some details. You can't just let things slide. You can't just glaze over anything. You have to sit down and actually work out those dynamics. Stacy, will I ever hear from Derek? Yes, you will, Stacy. You will hear from Derek again. Nikki, 26. Will this year be better for me? Looks like it here, right here with the yes card, Nikki. According to the Knight of Cups, though, I'd make sure to try to make sure that you're protecting what you keep, what you earn, what you acquire. Okay? Be very, very protective of what you acquire. Okay, so I answered that already. Catherine, will R and I work out? Yeah, it'll work out for sure. That's a straight yes card. Two of you will do some pretty good things together. Hello, Laverne Dunn. Thanks for joining us this evening. Pre-to-cur 01. Will Gur come back to me soon? That is a yes card. That is a yes card there. Wide-eyed Nala. Can you tell me if Omar will reach out here? Man, let's see. Oh, can you tell me if Omar will reach out anytime soon? I'm sorry, Nala. He's not gonna reach out to you soon. His heart is definitely somewhere else, with the Three of Swords here. Okay. Pamela, will I ever find love and be married? That's a yes. Nuvia, my ex-husband Jose goes to the gym with me. My ex-husband Jose. Oh, yeah, don't do that. Here we go. My ex-husband Jose goes to the gym with me to get close to me. Oh, I get it. No, Nuvia. That's not why he's going to the gym. Alright. Again, I apologize if I haven't gotten to your question yet. It seems as though my my comments are like cutting off and jumping around, kind of watching it happen in real time here. Heather G, does my husband want to try to reconcile our marriage? That's a definite yes, Heather G. He actually wants to make it work here inside of the Four of Wands. For sure. I definitely pursue that. Stacy, will I ever hear from Derek? Yes, Stacy, you're gonna hear from Derek. It's just gonna take a little bit time, right? Be patient with this one. Melissa, how did Nick feel today seeing me? Well, he definitely enjoyed it in the King of Wands, and feels a little bit more sure about the connection that he feels. I would still suggest to you to take your time with this. Okay. He does have a very regal personality, so I definitely give him that space to be that. Lisa, is Jose over me? Yep. He is looking way away. Has not got you on his mind right now, Lisa. I am so sorry about that. Does Steve get jealous when I talk to other guys? 100%. In fact, with the Fool card, he feels like you're playing him for a fool. Straight up. I know that might be harsh, but that's where it's at with him. Tris, will my relationship work out with M? Yes, Wheel of Fortune. It will work out. It's going to present a few opportunities, the two of you getting together. Demakatso, I hope I pronounced that correctly. Will I get a better paying job soon? That's a maybe. And with the Hermit card, it means that you have to sort of revisit the kind of skills that you have. I would even say with the Hermit card here, you should refresh your resume, right? I think it's been a while that you need to refresh it. Spice it up a bit. Get a little bit creative, but still tell the truth. Kalina, I hope that's the right name that I see there. Will the love find me this 2023? Yes, the love will find you this 2023, and it will make you feel very much celebrated. And um, I think your friends might be a little bit jealous of you too, just based on this card. Oh, see there, it jumped again. Dang it. Okay. All right, I'm gonna shuffle here. Just bear with me a moment. Tammy, will Brent and I reunite this year? King of Cups says yes, Tammy. Alright, so I answered Heather. I answered... Yeah, I answered about going to Japan already. Hello, E. How's it going? Pamela, will I find love? Yep, I also answered you already, Pamela. I answered Lillian already too, about the spirit guides. Tiffany, am I stopping love? Tiffany, that's a really interesting question if you're stopping love. And this is a yes card. Specifically, when you find yourself being drawn to someone and attracted to someone, somewhere along the line you stop paying attention to detail. And that's the part of, that's the sort of activity that is kind of stopping you from love. So I think if you just change that aspect, you'll find that love stays with you. Because I don't see a problem with you attracting love in terms of like with this card, you've been in love. If I'm to go by this card, you've been in love successfully 6 other times, right? So it's a matter of the staying power. It falls off simply because you just kind of stop paying attention. So I'd improve on that in order to keep it. Nancy, will this year be better for me, and will I be happy? That is a yes, Nancy. It's definitely going to be a better year for you. All the hard work that you put in, it's definitely going to pay off. Right, I answered the Makatso already. Silk. Do Per want to tell me he likes me? No, he does not. The Devil card is kind of a hard no. Does Kevin miss me from SD? Yes, he does. He actually really enjoyed your company, so he'd very much like to revisit that. Kat, will Roman and I work out? Queen of Wands says, yes, you will. Alright, already answered Tiffany. Nancy, I answered that already. Moth Girl. Nick, will me and Tia end up together when we are older? That's a no. Sorry, Nick. Rob W, how much for a reading? So for the rest of the room too, I'll answer that with Rob here. If you'd like to have a personalized reading with me, I also do that. If you go to my profile and tap on the Linktree link, there are 2 ways that you can do that. One would be to set up a Calendarly appointment with me, which is like a live Zoom call. It's a higher read. The other version of it would be on my Wizio. So the Wizio is an indirect read. So those are the 2 options that you'd have to do that. Thanks for asking that, Rob. The Makatsu, will I get a better paying job soon? That's a maybe. I think right now, because of the Justice card, um, there's some things that are kind of going on in your life that you need to sort out first. I'm sensing a kind of a let me try and figure out how to say this correctly. I think there may be some version of parental judgment, not necessarily from a parent, and I think you might be taking that a little too much to heart, and that sort of energy is kind of holding you back from just going out and actually getting a better paying job. Like you're kind of waiting for confirmation, and that mentality is kind of holding back from the Justice card. Pamela, will I ever find love and be married? Yes, Pamela, Empress card says so. Right, Tiffany, I definitely answered that question already. And Silka already answered that question. Heather already answered that question. Definitely don't spam, guys, because I am trying to go through. If you didn't hear, just really try to pay attention and listen on the for when I call your name and your question. I know that my stuff is kind of skipping, but as I go through the list, you know, we'll get through it. Don't worry. Nancy, will this year be better for me? Oh yeah, so I answered Nancy already, right? Answered Kat with Roman. Abby, will he contact me again? Abby, that's a maybe with the Two of Swords. He kind of sees you right now as overly defensive, and that really does not work for him, Abby. So that's the reason why he hasn't contacted you again. He's not really about this. This to him is aggressive, and I mean I get it. You know, you've been hurt before, and you're kind of defensive about certain things. But if you really want him to message you again, you gotta. It's not about. You're not dropping your standards by doing so, but if you go in with this level of defensiveness, that's just gonna give him the wrong idea. So you gotta be a bit more open while being honest with him. Okay, Abby? Alright, answered that one already. Lethy. Okay, so Lethy. Does Steve get jealous if yeah, I answered that one already, Lethy. Will my relationship work with M from Tris? Will my relationship work with M? Yep, that's gonna work. Okay. From Moose, is there any chance in my life this year, financial or otherwise? The King of Wands says yes. I think with this King of Wands, you have to be a little bit more in control. You have to take more control. So I would suggest you do that. Okay. May, will Kate come back for a committed relationship soon? That's a maybe. Just by the Two of Pentacles here, there is someone else in the picture, and he is now weighing the risks per se for me. Okay. Okay. So if I answered your question already, I'm not gonna answer it if you keep like asking it over again. Do apologize. We just want to keep it moving and give others a chance to have their answers as well. Alright, so already answered those, answered those. Okay. Ah, finally a new one. Od, Od, Odile? I hope I got that right. Will I find a soulmate? Yes, you will. The Wheel of Fortune says that's a yes. Ah, Karen. Will Cheney come to Texas soon? That's a no. I'm sorry, love. Christian, is that a good idea for me to move to Dubai in March? Queen of Pentacles says yes, it will actually be quite fruitful for you. I'm not sure who is Ashley Moth Girl. If you are experiencing any sort of animosity from someone in the room, just let one of my mods know, Jerica or Barbara, and they'll be able to take care of it. Takiyasha, what can you and the spirits tell me in general, all aspects, financially, love, otherwise? So I'm just doing one card pulls, Takiyasha, and let's see what the spirits have to say. I'll actually do a shuffle for you. You need to pool your resources in terms of this is now the time for you to pull family together. And from this Three of Cups here, it seems like you already have some family members that you feel very safe and close to. They may not have asked you if you need help, but they do really admire the connection that the three of you have together. And so if you ask them, if you come outright and ask them, they will actually help you. So now is the time to pool those resources. Yeah, Moth Girl, yeah. Okay. We are working on it. Jerica, Barbara, anybody spamming, just throw them. It's not that I don't care, but you know, we do have to keep the room a lot better. Okay, we got that already. Oh, there's a significant amount of spam happening right now. All right, let's. Hey, Barbara, Jericho, let's take a little time to just clean up all of this. If they're asking the same question multiple times, we'll just clean this up for a second, and then I'll start back reading again. Carrie, is Lizette coming back? That's a no, Carrie. It's definitely not coming back. Or she's not coming back. Awesome. Just so everyone knows, like I'm not reading because there's way too much spam that's happening. So I've already answered a ton of questions. So I'm just kind of waiting for that to clear up here. Liz H. Will I need to get the spinal implant? As far as the cards are concerned, Liz, that's a hard no. I mean, of course, I have to back it up by saying, I'm not a medical professional. But as far as the cards are saying, that's like a hard straight no. Of course, the decision still remains with you, Liz. Honestly, this is quite fascinating to me that there's so many people who just don't listen and they just spam. It's intense. Nick and me and Tia end up together when we're older. That one is a maybe card. Moth Girl. That's a maybe card for that. Ah, Joreen. Will I get a better job soon? Knight of Swords says yes, that's gonna happen. Maureen, will I get my job soon? Oof. Yes, Maureen, you will get your job soon. Okay. Yeah, just like Barbara said, I mean, if you stick around in the live, you will actually hear your answer. But if you spam too much, then it delays for everyone else to get their answer too. Yeah, Tammy. If you put your question down, then I'll get it. Let me scroll back here. Okay, got that. Got all those already. Let's see. Yeah, it takes a little bit longer to answer now that there's that much spam in there. Oh, Denise, I'm sorry about that. Will my court case be successful this year? There's a lot of confusion around there. You're gonna need to do a little bit more research. I would definitely have your lawyers do some more research. There's either something they're not telling you or something they're missing that's going to make this like a slam dunk case. Okay? So Denise, make sure that you might have to kind of supervise your lawyers there for a minute on this. Okay? Is my surgery going to be a success from Pamela? It's saying a no. Again, I caveat by saying I'm not a medical professional, but as far as the card is saying, the surgery isn't going to be a success, Pamela. Karina, will me and Mario end up being together? Queen of Cups says yes, Karina, you and Mario are going to end up being together. Hey Rose, how's it going? Does my brother and sister jealous of me since I purchased the house? That's a hard yes. In fact, to the point where they they're trying to scrutinize and see how you did it. So, I would be careful what I say around your brother and your sister, Rose. Okay. How do my financial prospects looks for this year? So, Mabhoko Winio. How do my financial prospects look for this year? Will I get more business opportunities? Not just business opportunities. I think it's definitely going to work out for you for having a partner in this as well, a quite successful partner in these ventures. Okay. Jaja, I am so sorry, but I don't understand French enough to understand your question. If there's a way, or if there's someone who can translate for Jaja, then I would be more than happy to answer that question for you. Elena, am I going to travel this year? That's gonna be a no, Elena. The Nine of Swords is saying that basically it's not for you traveling. That's not gonna get rid of the issue that you're facing right now. It's not gonna change what you feel. Okay, you got to deal with these depressing feelings first, and then travel will be an option for you. You're welcome, E. My pleasure. Yeah, Carrie, I'm pretty sure that I answered that already, so let's not do the spam on that. Geneve. Hey, so just a quick comment on this here, Geneve. Because I know you've asked about Felipe quite a few times. The last read I do remember because it was quite definitive that he was with Valerie. So if you're asking specifically for January 9th on her birthday, when he's already, it's like, you need to let this guy go. I know you might not want to, but I'm just saying, without the cards, you have to let this guy go. He's gonna turn you into a toxic person, right? When someone is kind of making you get to that level, you definitely don't want to have that in your life. Okay, so I would definitely let that go, Geneve. Sonia, will T reach out soon? That's a no, Sonia. T's not gonna reach out. And this is one of those like really definitive no's without even an explanation. Sorry about that. Melissa, how did Nick feel today? Yeah, I answered that question already. Ganit, when will Kartik reach out to me for reconciliation? The Temperance card came up, Ganit, which means that you're definitely going to have to be patient with this one. He's pretty. He's like he's not feeling good about what happened. So that's what's happening there. All right. So here's what I'm going to do, just based on the suggestion of my mods. I'm going to go to the end of the list because I'm finding that there are way too many spams. So I'm going to go straight to the end of the list and then I'll scroll back up. So Maria, is my mom my guardian angel? That's a yes. That's a yes, Maria. Let me go back up. I try to work things out with him. It's just hard to. Right, and I understand that, Genevieve. But if it comes over and over again, then it's just gonna turn you really sour. And then what happens when you try to heal and be with someone else? You know what I mean? Like, it's just gonna bring a whole bunch of unnecessary baggage by trying to stay and work it out with him when he's clearly showing that he does not really care about being with you. You know what I'm saying? Yes, I absolutely did, because that's what the card said in that moment. And one of the things that I've identified is that if you're on the right path doing the right thing and you got a positive read, you have to stick to doing that thing that you're doing. If you change anything, the read will change. All right? I cannot stress that enough. If you get a positive read this evening, stay doing exactly what you're doing because you're on the right path. If you change and 2 days later you come and ask again and the read changes, that's because you've changed something within your activities. Nazneen, does Ryan want to be in a romantic relationship with me? So, Nazneen, this is a maybe. Right now, he finds you very standoffish and extremely defensive. And it's coming across as though whatever he is trying to communicate to you, that you're not believing it, or you're not showing him enough that you do believe what he's saying. So I think if you were to be a lot less defensive, that it would be more inviting for him to want to pursue a relationship with you. Yeah, so just to be a little bit clearer about what I'm seeing on my phone, every time it gets up to 99 messages, it sort of cancels out when I'm trying to scroll. So some of the messages, like I don't see them right away. But if you spam, then it gets up to 99 messages. So it's kind of a, that's the reason why we have to basically not spam, because if there's enough messages there and they're just one questions, then I can actually scroll through. But if you spam, then it just cycles through and cuts off the messages, so messages do get missed. That's the reason, really and truly, why not to spam. Angel, no, I'm actually not trying to choose who I answer. Like I just said, Cynthia, will Solomon be my husband in the future? Yes, Cynthia. It's gonna take a little bit of work, but I definitely think that as far as this card is concerned, it's a yes. He's going to be your husband in the future. Alright, I'm gonna go to the bottom of the list again and let's check. Yeah, Barbara, I saw that, but she's being pretty aggressive, so I had to boot her out. Like that, it doesn't help, you know what I mean? Sonia will Mazim and Lato get back. Yes, Sonia, that's gonna happen. F, if you don't mind asking your question one more time. Oh no, somebody else was just being really rude, you know, just like I can't tolerate the rude, you know what I mean? Like there's only one simple rule. If you ask your question once, then I'll go through. Karen is asking, why is O'Neill upset with me? Let me just check into that for a second here, Karen. I think he might be a little bit impatient with the fact that you tend to portray lack of confidence. And it's kind of a big thing with him, Karen. So I'd work on that a little bit, or actually just have a good conversation with him to try to understand that more, okay? Yeah, see that's the reason why I have to kick Angel out. Like, you know, the aggressive nature, I mean, you know, it doesn't help. It really doesn't help. Hey Mouse 0962, thanks for joining us this evening. I mean, you know, just so everyone knows, like if you're demanding my time, yeah, that's that's really not gonna help. because then it throws off the whole read. All right, so I've gone through that. All right, let's go back to the bottom here again. Ella, would my relationship with Austin last long term? That is a yes, Ella. It's gonna last long term. Let's see who's up top here. Hey Jordan, how's it going? Will I get a job soon? Yes, Jordan, that is coming soon. It's gonna be outside of what you might consider, but that's the key to look for. Okay. You're welcome, Sonia. Okay, answered that already. Simran, will L ask me to be his girlfriend? That's a maybe. He's still vetting. He is still deep in vetting. And for all of those who shared their gifts, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Okay, so now I'm at the bottom of the list here once more. So, okay, so to put your question. Yeah, F, I haven't seen your question if you're still in the room. So I am giving you permission to send your question again. It's the little things. Will I get a job offer soon? Let's check it out. That's a no. It seems that there's a lot of negativity and drama happening in your life right now. It's definitely causing you to not have the kind of energy needed to attract a job soon. Yes, you could ask multiple questions as long as you just ask it once. Takayasha, what do the cards say about my financial situation? The Ten of Swords came up for you, Takayasha. And it simply means that as far as the financial situation, whatever you have going on right now, you have to kill it. This has to be done with, be over with, in order for you to have a clean slate to move forward. You've got to shore up and finish this situation, right? This is the thing that's kind of really holding you back, okay? So get this situation cleared first, and that will clear the energy out to be able to get something going better. Afia, please, is Jared the son of a prince? According to the 9 of coins, he is. Jessica, will Eddie reach out this month? King of Swords, yes he will. Sonia, does my ex-T want to sincerely reconcile, or is he just lonely? To answer the first question, yes, he sincerely wants to reconcile with the Magician card. Yeah, you have a good night too, Maria. And China is asking, will DJ change or commit to me? Well, change or commit. No. No, China. He's not gonna change or commit. He's too busy having a party right now. Like, he's definitely not, he's not in that frame of mind to commit. Thank you for the gifts, my dear. Much appreciated. You're welcome, Afia. You're welcome, Jessica. All right. Well, that was pretty intense, everyone. It's definitely slowed down now from all of the spamming. See, look, without the spamming, this is how easy it will be. And I can actually get to the questions. It's so awesome you guys stayed. Thank you for being patient and staying. Is there anything I should know about my son or a bond? I think he needs for you to push him, and not in an aggressive way. I think there's a serious amount of admiration for you, and he feels like he can't really live up to it. But if you inspire him by pushing him to think outside the box, break the boundaries, that kind of push, I think that's the thing that's really going to help him move further, Takiasha. Okay? Tony, I might have missed your question. Will me and my XW reconcile? The Empress card says yes. And Rochelle, whoopsie, there it goes again. Hang on, let me just find your question again here, Rochelle. Definitely jumps around a fair bit. Here we are. Rochelle, will new love find me soon? The 9 says yes. 9 of Cups says yes. And it's going to be a really comfortable love that you're going to have. Yes, F. So somewhere within the cutoff point, your question did not show up. So if you can put your question up F, then I can go to the bottom of the list and catch that question. All right. Will Moisem come back soon? That's a no, Sonia, and I'm pretty sure that I answered that already, so it came up twice now. Okay. China, will my Airbnb in Miami launch event be a success? Yeah, but make sure that you're prioritizing, China. That's the thing that's actually going to bring it to an assured success. Be very, very, to use a word here, be very fastidious about your prioritization. Okay? Afia, the DNA be positive between Jared and Prince. Right, so you're asking a little bit more detail about the same thing that we just talked about, okay? So I'll pass on that question. Right, I got you, Rose. Totally understand. You are welcome, Sonia. Oh, right on, Tony. Perfect. Yeah, Afia, like I understand how mentally, but you have to understand that if you ask the question and the cards answer, it's based on the information that is in the astral space. That's the thing that's there. Okay? Time for a little card reset. Sarah, am I going to be in a relationship on Valentine's Day? No worries, no worries. Yeah, that's what I said, F. Your question is not. I still haven't seen your question. And I've scrolled up and I can't find your question. Right, so for your question, Sarah, if you're going to be in a relationship on Valentine's Day, that's a maybe. And as far as this card is telling me right now, you've got two people on the go. So that's why it's a maybe. It's entirely up to you. Not sure what's happening, F, but yeah, I don't, I don't see your question up above. Why not just type it right now? Uh, Kai Elijah, should I keep working for myself? Maybe. And see, for the Two of Swords to come up with that, the context here is you've been burned a few bit. Okay, I see your question now, F. You've been burned a while, with some things, but you're still kind of holding on to that energy. So it's in a way, it's a good thing for you to pursue, keep working by yourself. But if you want to have collaborations, you're going to have to address the emotion behind being burned and being too highly suspect of people coming in. There are ways in which you can test if someone is good at being a business partner, but the way that you're approaching it right now it's a bit aggressive in terms of finding a good partner. All right, F. Will I get married to M? Is it soon? Devil card says hard no. Do not pursue. Will I find a helper this year from Afia? That's a yes. That is a yes, Afia. Yeah, no worries, F. No worries at all. Just on a smaller note, like I get why a lot of people come and they spam, because I've watched a lot of other TikTokers who read, and I've watched how they get spammed hard, and they tend to just read whichever ones just because of it. So a lot of people have sort of developed that kind of bad habit and not realized that it could be different. So we'll keep it moving this way because I do prefer to read, top to bottom and make sure that everybody's question get answered. It's going to take some time to get to that answer, get to the question. Will I make a big move? Different continent. That's a yes from the judgment card. That is a very good idea for you to do. Different continent is going to produce a more direct and definitive result for you. Afia, will I be able to travel this year? That's also a yes, Afia. You will be able to travel. And it looks like by traveling, it would actually present you with a better relationship opportunity as well. So that's a good choice. Elijah, will this move be closer to my dad and brothers? No. Then the Tower card is saying don't even attempt to make it close to your dad and your brothers. That's not going to be a good fit for you. You're welcome, Afia. Thank you guys for all the likes. Much appreciated. Elijah, will I buy a house in Europe? That's a hard yes. That is a hard yes. Jerica, will I travel this year? That's a yes. There's be some travel. It's pretty interesting. A lot of people got so mad that they just ran out the room. They're like, oh my god, you don't answer me right now. Roar. It's like, okay. It's really sad that our current social state is that everybody wants everything right now and that everyone wants to override, someone else so that they could have it now. Like, man. Yeah, I mean, for me, like I'm used to the ruckus crowd, so it really doesn't faze me that much. Should I stay where I am at or move closer to my family for Tony? So the Ten of Swords came up, Tony, which if I'm understanding kind of what I'm hearing or seeing here, you should probably stay where you are. Moving closer to your family may stir up some drama. So I'd pay attention to that. Will my mother's new business go well? Yes, Afia. Your mom's new business will go well with the Temperance card. Just make sure to tell her that she needs to ensure that she is creating balance in her life while she's doing this new business. It could easily go awry just by that, okay? This way it keeps you calmer in thinking as well. Am I able to think of serious questions? Yeah, totally, Kai. Totally, Kai. I hope you don't mind me calling you Kai. No worries, Tony. My pleasure. It almost feels like my restaurant days. Those the you know, everybody comes for supper at around the same time, and they all want their food like right now. Rawr, and everybody's hungry, and then the restaurant goes quiet. Now is the quiet restaurant in here. I think my chef days prepared me for this. Throw some music on. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, Key. Sweet. There we go. I'll remember that now. New nickname. Righteous. Yeah, I can call you Key. It's totally fine with me. Rose, you know, well, yeah, let me just check that. Let me just check that, okay? Yeah, sure, Jerica, you go ahead. You go right ahead. Please do. I appreciate all the help that you do. Absolutely. You have a good night, my dear. Thank you so much. Rose, should I stop asking them to come by the house? That's interesting, Rose, because this says a maybe. You know what I think, Rose? Just the vibe that I'm getting from this? I think you need to kind of sit down with them and just have an open powwow. I think you need to tell them exactly what's what so that they have a better sense of what the boundaries are. I think that's where the maybe card is coming from. There's a lot of confusion on their end that they're interpreting incorrectly and also misinterpreting. So you should probably just have a sit down with them and say, hey, look, this is what's what, you know, that, right? That's what I think. That's what I think from that. Denise, is the man in my life genuine and in love with me? Matasword says yes. Have a good night. Key, what's going on in my love life? So, Key, the Five of Wands here you're having a lot of fun and you are inspirational. That's the word I'm going to use. You are inspirational to those that are part of your love life. But it's kind of sitting with you right now as to if you want this to change. I think so far everyone that is involved in your love life, they do enjoy your enthusiasm, but you have to choose if you're changing that or if you want to kind of stay in this mode for a little bit longer. Okay. Barbara, anything general? Sure, let me check that out for you, Barbara. Ooh. It looks like you're kind of approaching a situation that makes you feel like you're a novice. So, in terms of that situation, approach it with a very open mind, and your natural intuition to think on your feet is going to shine through and help you kind of solve what's going on. That's what the cards have got for you right now, Barbara. No problem, Rose. You are welcome. Here you go, Key. I'm gonna follow you. Thank you for being so patient this evening. And just just as a brother, I have a lot of natural intuition. Yeah, yeah. That natural intuition will come in very handy in this current situation. It's something new, so that's why you kind of get the novice feeling. But if you approach it without the best way I would describe it, approach it without filters. So whatever filters you normally would approach something like this with, the cards are saying don't put any filters on this. That's funny, Key. Yeah. And you know what, Key? It's totally okay because it is your choice, right? Tony, yes, I can do health, but for obvious public, streaming reasons, I identify very clearly that I'm not a health professional, and you do have to seek, medical advice from a medical professional. All right, but I do the card reads for that. So yeah, Key. I mean, it is entirely up to you. The cards aren't saying that you should rush into it in any case, but the decision is very clearly yours as to if you want to change that mode. Personally, I think you should just follow your intuition. If you don't feel like changing it right now, don't. Am I too spiritual? Are you asking the cards the question if you are too spiritual, Key? Is that for the cards or is that for me? Oh, for the cards? Yeah, okay. It came up as a maybe from the cards with the Four of Cups. And I can see how that would be a maybe to being too spiritual because it's contextual. So, it's a matter of, do you feel like you are too spiritual, or do your friends perceive you as too spiritual? So that's why it's a maybe. You know what I mean? For me, being a shaman and having a business, for me, I'm slightly biased. There's nothing as too spiritual. I think that if you aren't spiritual, that you're pretty asleep. Like that's, I don't know. That might sound harsh, but yeah. For your health, Tony? Okay, sure. So the Devil card came up, Tony, for your health. Don't be afraid of it. Don't be scared of it. I'll explain a little bit as we go. As far as the Devil card is concerned, in the context of your health, you have to let go of things that no longer serve you. And from what I'm feeling, it's referencing that you have to change your eating patterns. Because they're not bringing you good health. So by changing that, that's going to, in the long term, improve your health. Key. Sometimes I feel I look to the spiritual aspects of my situations too much. You know, I totally understand what that feels like, Key. Um, but I see you on that. Here's my counter. The nature of the spiritual lifestyle is to have a clear advantage, right? Think about it this way. Right, you have good spot on intuition. So why would you deny that spot on intuition? You know what I mean? Let me draw another example for you. An engineer who is really good at building bridges. If at some point he decides that he is going to do a CAD drawing for a bolt that doesn't that isn't going to hold the tolerance of the bridge, and then this bridge gets built, like, he's liable for that. You know what I mean? So this is how important I personally think spirituality is. When you have it, it's there for you to use to enhance your life. So that's why for me, there's no such thing as being too spiritual. You know, especially when you come into this lifetime with really sharp intuition and it's been spot on. Whew, don't let that go at all. Rose, will GP leave my daughter alone? The Five of Cups is saying that's a no. So you might have to apply some magic onto this, Rose, if that's what you really need to happen. Tracy, what do you see for me as far as love life goes? I see Ace of Cups there for you, Tracy. The thing with this Ace of Cups here, you're welcome, Key. The thing with this here, Tracy, the Ace of Cups is suggesting that you might be a little bit too judgmental when you meet people. And like, I get that sometimes, trauma from trust and things like that play a factor. But as far as your love life goes, I'd say just switch the mindset a little bit, test it out, right? Test out the mindset of, I wonder what's good about this person. Like, what's that good part of them? Like, if you change your mindset to trying to find the good in a person, it might actually change the way that you approach improving your love life. That's what I would say in reference and in context of the Ace of Cups. Key, will I have more children? No worries, Trace. My pleasure. Whoa. That's a yes. That is a yes, Key. You will have more children. And of course, again, this is just based on the path you're on right now, right? If you don't change anything that you're doing, the children are in store. You're going to have more. Okay? I would appreciate that, Key. Absolutely. If you tap on my Linktree link, there's two ways you can do that. One, you can do like a Zoom session with me, and the other way is through my Wizio. The Wizio is just indirect, and therefore it's less in cost. But to do it live with me, that's just a little bit more. So that's the difference between the two options. But if I don't, well, remember you asked the question. You know, it's not completely necessary to change your love life. Um, that's going to affect like not having children. Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, when you think that differently, though, Key, right? When you think that differently, it does throw some people off because there's that sort of standard in the mind, right? So I personally, I wouldn't change. I would not change this aspect of you or acquiesce it to anyone. That's just my personal thing. That's my personal advice to you. Afia. Pi, will my sister go to military this year? No, she is not going to the military this year. Mafia Mama, is my foot going to be better after this next surgery? Whoa. Magician card says absolute yes. That's good. It's really good. I get that part, but at the same time, I don't want to be a single mother again, so that... You know, I get it, Key. Just give me 1 second. Let me address that with you a little bit more, okay? Meeting my parents' firstborn. It'll go well. It'll go well, Barbara. Right, so it's something you want eventually. So the decision is still yours, right? Just as what the card said. Like, it's a maybe if you, because you have the opportunity to make the choice either way. So if you're being clear about, okay, look, I do not want to be a single parent again, then there are some logical steps that you would have to take to do that. But with those logical steps, it means that you'll be giving up certain things, technically speaking, because it does come back to the kind of relationship that you want, right? So, and to be plain about it, you can have a non-monogamous style relationship that will still afford you a very clear and committed position of not being a single parent. But that comes back to the choices that you make. You know what I mean? Because if you want to go the monogamous route, you have to be really clear about the monogamous route. Because if you're in a monogamous relationship just because you don't want to be a single parent, but in the relationship you still feel the single life, that's not good for anybody. See what I'm saying, right? Yeah. But it's not the only relationship style that you have available to you. So basically you just have to choose the right type of relationship style, and then you'll be able to kind of guide yourself from there. Will my mother marriage broke this year? Let me check that out for you, Afia. Boy. That's saying a no, Afia, but it's still going to be a pretty tough time yet before that happens. Okay? Hello, Mo. Good to have you with us. Uh, Explain a bit more, Key. Will my husband get a good job or the one better one? Or the one he has is a better one? This is the card that came up for it. And so because your question is a two-part question, what I'm leaning to in terms of an answer is the first part, that he will get a good job and that it's going to give him an exponential amount of opportunity by the Seven of Cups here. Right? I would agree with that, Rose. Do you get spiritual messages in dreams? I used to get a lot of spiritual messages in dreams, Key. But as I developed my ability more, they've been a lot more direct. I call them memos. I'll be sitting down doing something and just my ears will go off ringing, or uh, you know, a spirit animal will show up in real, like a spider will just come out of nowhere and just sit there, show itself. Or, a crow would just be outside my window and make a whole bunch of noise until I acknowledge it, things like that. So I usually get them a lot more direct now. How do I deal with it? Well, from a shamanic point of view, I'm trained to deal with it. So it for me, it's not an anxiety or a panic in any way. Hey, GW, good to see you. Right. So yeah, it's not a panic in any way. It is, however, when the message comes in, there's a methodical way in which I can deal with it. Part of my training. Because I'm not a spiritual worker, but I'm spiritually very sensitive and seeing it. Yeah, and that's good. A lot of the people that I train, they don't really use it like the way that I do. They use it strictly for themselves, as a guiding principle in their life. So, and that's why I said there's no such thing as too spiritual, because that's what we're supposed to be. Shamans were a big thing in my culture in the past, I believe. See, there you go. Right. Dreaming is one of the tools that's used. Afia, will my auntie's boyfriend who's in the UK help her to travel? Yes, he's working on it right now in the Knight of Cups, Afia. And even think my son sees things and people. Well, I wouldn't doubt it, Key. I mean, if you have the ability, it usually passes on from mother to son, even more directly than father to son in some cases. Well, I know in my particular case, Barbara, it was definitely passed down. In fact, it, and I hate to put it this way, but couple of brothers and sisters tries to steal it. you know, the, you know, family does weird stuff sometimes. I found out about it after the fact, and in my family line, when I checked all the way back, for my family, the firstborn is the person who's in charge of that vibe. So, yeah. Empress, how are you this evening? I saw you earlier. I'm sorry that I missed your reading there. Room got a bit rambunctious. Uh, you can ask your question again, Empress, because the room is quiet right now. There were a huge amount of impatient people just spamming the questions, ignoring the instructions, and so, you know. I know, Rose, right? Which I actually prefer. Yes, I'm Surinamese, and we are very big on culture. See, I understand that, Key, because I'm from the Caribbean, so I get it. I totally get it. Yes, spiritual journey guidance. Okay. Okay, now is the time to use the resources you have, Prudence. Now is the time to use it to actually foot the bill for that project that you're working on. Um, the resources you have the right protective nature on it, so that when you put it into this process, it's actually gonna go forward a lot easier. Uh, Moy, yeah, Mo. Hopefully, I got that right. Am I likely to have a baby boy? Not likely. Not likely to have a baby boy. Uh, I was born in Trinidad. Trini boy, true and true. I had a lot of Surinamese friends when I was back there. You're welcome. You're welcome, Prudence. Um, I said it. Okay. You know, Rose, I don't remember if I was following you. There. I'm following you now, Rose. I think my brother got asked in a dream or something if he wants to be one, but he didn't want to. Oh, that's too bad. Well, all in all, though, Barbara, like I understand when you get shown, you know, it is mind blowing, right? And if you get shown, hey, look, this is what is available to you. It is a heavy decision. So I could understand why he would say no. I didn't set out to do this as a public thing. It was not my intention at all. Me having to do this like as a public thing and have a business and whatnot, that was nowhere in my life plan. Been traveling for Carnival or anything. Nice. Right on. Mo, when am I likely to go back to work? All right, so let me just check my resources on that, Mo, because that is a timing question. When are you asking when am I likely to go back to work? So the Eight of Swords came up. It's gonna be a bit yet, so look forward to going back to work around May 21st to May 31st, Mo. Rose, I can never remember my dreams. That's pretty common though, Rose, because sometimes the translation from the dream world is more about resolution as opposed to messages that are relevant. No worries, Mo. Um, yeah, it's more about resolution as opposed to bringing stuff into this dimension. So I wouldn't worry too much about not remembering the dreams. It just means at this point that whatever you're working on in the dream, that's resolved. Now, usually if you find there are certain things, certain pieces of knowledge that you find that you have after you've had those dreams that you couldn't remember, those would be equivalent to downloads that would help you. But if you interfered with the process, you might not have been able to use the information correctly. So either way, I wouldn't worry too much about it at this point. I remember hearing that key. I heard it a couple times when I was younger. Last one. Are we likely to buy a car this year? Yes. If you stay on the trajectory you are on right now, Mo, as it shows here in the 7 of coins, it will pay off for you to be able to buy the car. And dare I say, I think you'll be able to just buy it outright instead of trying to finance it. Oh, when you do that. Yes, absolutely. That is a huge thing to key. The second that you wake up is the time that it is the most fresh in your mind. Really don't spit it. That's funny. That's funny. Mafia Mama. Will my daughter get pregnant this year? That looks like a hard yes. Brand new. Brand spanking new. They do. They do have meaning. Jesus. Oh, man. Okay, Barbara. Thank you so much for your help this evening. You have a good night. It's all good. Right on, Mafia Mama. Right on. That is also true, Key. I found the same to be true for myself. The dreams that actually do matter, they have the resonance of like if a Tibetan monk came right to your bed and like smacked a gong. Yeah, they stay with you right till you wake up. See, I'm getting the yawns now. I don't know exactly. Yep. Some dreams really get you, man. Totally 100%. I don't know. Checking this. All right. I think I'm probably going to jump off here. Did I see a monk in spirit when I was younger? Or was it a dream? No, you saw what you saw. You definitely saw what you saw, Denise. Mo, will Forex trading really pay me this year? That's a yes. Of course, this is one of those questions where I have to make the disclaimer that I am not a financial advisor. But as far as the cards say, yes. Sure, go for it, Key. Does my grandmother have a message for me? I do believe she does. Whew. Okay, Rose, I'm going to give this to you verbatim. The King of Wands is the message from your grandmother, and it is listen to the inner wisdom offered by the wiser elder that dwells inside of you. That's verbatim. Tracy, do I have a medical condition that makes me feel sleepy all the time? That's a maybe, Tracy. It seems as though there's more than one situation at play, and you're going to need some clarity with that by actually having the medical system run some tests. That's as far as the Two of Swords is concerned. The only way, because it looks like it's a compounded situation that's producing that as the presented effect. Even before I found out later on. But that's okay. Fair enough, Key. I think what this is referring to, Rose, is it's not just your grandmother that is around. It's that you have a really deep ancestral connection that has its own vibration that is tagged inside of you from a conscious and a subconscious point. So for you, whenever intuition comes on important issues, and if I'm hearing this correctly, basically you've experienced this before, where when you tried to solve certain things in the past, the answers came with such a veracity that it was undeniable that you had to do that particular thing in that particular moment, or else nothing else was going to work. That's that ancestral thing that your grandmother is talking about. Question is up in the comments. I don't think your question came through there, Key. The last question. Do you want to type it again, please? Hey, Texas. Thanks for coming back. It's pretty hectic earlier. So I know I might have missed your question, so thanks for coming back. You're just at the tail end because I'm gonna be out of here in a bit, so if you have your question, Texas, you can ask it again. Yes, GW, please do. Yeah, but Texas, that was because you're spamming though a lot, right? So we don't want to do the spamming. We just want to keep it as a one thing, and then I can answer it. GW, go ahead and ask your question for sure. Will my husband Mo and I reconcile? So, Ashley, yes, you and your husband will reconcile, but the three of Pentacles here, I want to point your attention to this: the magnifying glass, the documents. The only way that this reconciliation will go well is if the two of you actually sit down and hash out your dynamics with not just clarity, but brutal honesty. In other words, everything has to be on the table for this to work. Okay? Debating in starting hypnotherapy classes or herbalism. Okay, so let's go with the first one, because if it's not that one, then it's the other for you, GW, okay? No worries, Texas. So it's a yes, GW. Do the hypnotherapy classes, okay? Oh goodness, no, Rose, never. Do I have psychic abilities from Tracy? No, you don't have them right now, but just based on the moon card, that's because there isn't enough balance in your life to facilitate that energy, right? It doesn't mean that you can't have it. It just means that right now there isn't enough balanced energy in your life. What question is going through? Yeah, because I haven't seen it. I haven't seen the question. I'm not gonna lie. I do have word filters on. So if it has one of the word filters, it probably wouldn't push the question through. So maybe try to rephrase the question a little bit. That's what I would suggest. Yeah, you're welcome, GW. No worries at all. There. I forgot if I had been following you, GW, then that, so I just added you again here. Will my brother-in-law Lucas ever marry? Yeah, no worries. Absolutely, my pleasure. It doesn't look so, Mo. I think he is in too deep a state of depression to be able to handle actually getting married. And just again, based on his trajectory right now, if he stays that way, yeah, that's gonna be a no. He'd really have to turn things around in order to change that outcome. And we got like 4 more minutes to go. Any other questions this evening? He had depression. We're so worried about him. Yeah, I mean, this is one of the things that I find applying magic works, Mo. And that's what I do on Saturday evenings. So if you want to kind of experience that as a request from the universe, I think that would be the best place and best time to sort of get that in there. Okay. GW, why is it so difficult to heal ancestral line? I'm trying, but my gut tells me my mother is not honest. You know, from my own experience, GW, be ultra careful about trying to heal a whole ancestral line. I'm only saying that just based on my experience, and as well the recounting of experiences of a couple of other healers as well when they tried it. I'm so sorry. You know what, Key? Why don't you just DM me? If you DM me, I promise you I'll answer that one question. Like outside of actually doing like a full session. Okay? Yeah, GW, like the whole ancestral line thing, I wouldn't go as far as trying to heal the whole ancestral line. What I would say is approach it from the perspective of you fixing your place within the ancestral line so that it does not affect you any further. Whatever was done by that part of your family history stops with you. That's how I would approach that. Yeah, Key. Yeah, if you DM me, it'll be alright. I'll answer it after the fact. Yeah, no doubt. I mean, that's the reason for trying to stop it, right? I mean, you want your children to be free and clear of that kind of energy. I'll tell you what though, Jit, like because this is a part of my shamanic duties, part of what I do, right? If you want to approach this from that perspective as the paid service, just book a session. I'm always available to do that. I know some people kind of look behind me and they think it's just props and whatnot. No, everything you see behind me is real. Okay, cool. All right, I think that's what we're gonna do for. That's all we're gonna do for this evening. I'm gonna pull one more card for the room. Let's see what kind of message there is for the room. Oh boy. This ought to be interesting. Okay. Good night, Rose. You have a pleasant dream. So this is the final card for this evening. It's the Tower card. And what the Tower card here means is that you are the one to serve as the catalyst for change. So the card for this evening is just saying that in your life, you are to be the one to push things forward in your own environment, right? That, and I think that's such a fitting message with all of the things that that have all of the questions that have been presented this evening. The power is within you to really make stuff happen. Simply because when you look at it, you're here and you're asking really important questions about situations in your life, which means that you're fully aware of that there has to be something that has to change in order for things to go into a different direction. So the Tower card is saying, be bold. Don't be afraid of what will ensue when you start to actually rock the boat. Right? Yeah, exactly, GW. Right? Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of how the boat will rock. Thank you, Tracy. Much appreciated. All right, so that's all I got for this evening, and thank you all for your patience, even in the melee. Oh, that was pretty intense. Awesome. Good. Yes, Mo. Yes. All right. You guys be awesome. You guys be great, and thank you for subscribing, Kai. Key. See, I called you Kai again. My bad. Thank you for subscribing, Key. And I look forward to joining you guys tomorrow evening once again. Okay? Have a good night.